Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat In with Adam and John. I'm John. Today we're going to be making a spicy bean soup. We've got black beans and we've got lentils and a good bit of other stuff that we're going to make into a tasty soup. So I'm going to start with two different things. I probably should have had these black beans soaking overnight, but silly me, I forgot. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to sort of rinse them off, and then we're going to start them boiling right away in order to try and get as much heat as possible on them. We're going to have 1/2 cup of black bean. And these are dried. You could use canned black beans and then you wouldn't have to soak them or anything. They'd be ready to go. 1/2 cup. We're going to add some more water just to keep the beans covered. That's probably 2 cups maybe, if that. And we're going to go ahead and turn the heat on. We're going to put it on medium-high and we're going to cover it. And we're just going to let that sit and we're going to come back to it. So we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to put this on medium heat. We're going to have 1/8 teaspoon of each of these 2 spices. I'm just going to go and put them in, and they're going to be, when you, they're going to release their flavor, but they're also going to be whole in there. So,
what were the 3 main spices of curry again?
Coriander, turmeric, and fenugreek. And we have randomly picked 2 of the 3. So that's going to start heating up, and we're going to work on our onion now. That's about 1/2 cup. We're going to go ahead and use the remainder of this onion here. 1/2 cup of Vidalia onion. Texture is an important, texture and consistency are an important part of a soup. So the onion we're going to dice. Go ahead and add that to the oil. Next we're going to add the cabbage. We're going to put in about 1/2 cup of cabbage. You really want to saute the cabbage as well. If you just put it straight into the pot, it's going to just soften and get mushy. The 1 potato, this is a red potato. We're going to dice this as well. We're going to add this to the boiling pot. Next, we're going to cook the carrot, or we're not going to cook it. We're going to slice it. In this case, I've chosen a narrow carrot or a small diameter carrot, and we're going to slice it thinly and leave it round. This is also going to go in the boiling pot. Next, we're going to add the bulk of the soup. Then we're going to add 1 cup of lentil, or thereabouts. We're going to add that right into the boiling pot as well. Well, we've added the carrot, the potato, the lentil, the black bean, a little bit of water to keep it boiling. Over here we've got the spice and the cabbage and the onion. That's pretty much. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a whole teaspoon of salt right into the cooking pot. I'm going to let this cook a little bit longer at medium-low heat. Maybe another 5 minutes at the most, and then I'm going to add it into the pot. I'm going to stir it up a little bit, and we're going to let this simmer for about 1/2 hour, and we're going to take a look at it then. You may need to keep, the simmer is good. You don't want to boil. You don't want it just sitting lukewarm. And what you're looking for is basically for the black beans to become fully cooked. At that point, the carrots and potatoes should also be done as well. So we're gonna do that off screen. Let this cook for about another 5 minutes, put it in the cooking pot and let that go for about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and then we'll rejoin you. See you then. Welcome back. We've managed to get all the soup in the pot without too much difficulty. The other thing we had to keep doing was we had to keep taking a look at the soup, and as it was simmering, you want to keep turning it down to just above the simmer point. You don't want to overheat it with excessive heat. So I kept turning it down and it ended up somewhere a little bit under the medium point. Also, as it cooked, the moisture in the container evaporated, so we had to add more water. And right now, it's pretty much level. There's not more fluid or more vegetables. So now that we have the soup, we're gonna, I'll go ahead and taste a little bit. So it's cooked about half an hour. It's pretty thoroughly cooked. If you like your vegetables squishy rather than sort of firm, you might want to leave it on for another 15 minutes or so. The Indian spice is not overwhelming. Add 1/8 of a teaspoon of one type and 1/8 of a teaspoon of the other type. It's not, in this volume of soup, it's definitely not overwhelming, but you do have a hint of it in the back of the palate. Again, this is John for Eat In with Adam and John, and I am John, and Adam is running the camera. And is there a website we're going to show now?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. And great, and we'll see you next week.